welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's African Queen Grace. I'm excited to be back. This week is International Women's Day, and I'm excited to talk to some very lovely ladies who are going to discuss what breaking the bias is, because that's the hashtag, break the bias. And we're going to see the insights of the challenges that ladies go through and how that reflects on their male partners who we work with, who we relate with, who we interact with, who are our parents and brothers. So yes, let's dive in. Remember to subscribe, share with your friends, and as usual, it's lots of love. So guys, we have a set of very nice ladies here who are going to talk about bias. As you know, International Women's Day is break the bias. So they're going to just have a chat. I'm also going to chime in where there is need, just to have this conversation. So maybe they can tell us their names and what they understand bias is, and maybe any other thing. It's a random conversation, really.
Okay, we can start by introducing ourselves first. My name is Vida Nyaoke.
My name is Evelyn.
I'm Diana Pio.
And I'm Joy Mono.
Pleasure to have you ladies.
Okay, maybe we can kick it off by saying that we are in a social setting, and I feel that as women, there is some sense of bias that when you're in a social setting like this, you've probably brought yourself with your friends, you're going to have fun. There's always this misconception that there's something else you're up to. It's not all about you coming to have fun. There's this sense that we are out here looking for extra, meaning hookups. But what people don't understand, we are women, we have our own things we are doing, we have our own families, we have our own hustles. And at the end of the day or the week or the month, we just want to go somewhere, feel free and enjoy yourself. But you'll find that if you go to some social settings, especially nightclubs or areas where maybe alcohol is being sold, people assume that you're there hunting or even selling yourself. So I think that's where there's a bias. And there's always this assumption that you don't even have the money to buy your own food or alcohol, which is wrong. You're just there to have fun and enjoy yourself.
Do you think it could be because people predominantly thought if you are a lady, you've taken yourself out, you need someone? Is it because of the previous interactions that people have had? That's why there is this bias. Because I feel bias is kind of perceptions that people have built over the time.
Yeah, it's no brainer that the oldest profession has existed, and it's mostly about women, and that is commercial sex work. And most of our sisters, our mothers, yes, there are people who are engaged in such activities, go to such setups in order to conduct their business. But it's about time for people to realize, it's high time that people realize that we are not out here to do some business, we are out here to have fun. So things change, and change should occur in this aspect whereby women don't just go out for doing other businesses apart from having fun. So that misconception should die.
Sure. What do the other ladies think? What about bias? Have you interacted with bias before?
What I can say, you may get, maybe you are a lady, you are still single, and maybe you go to land somewhere, you want to build a house. So you will hear some people say, is she the one who built the house by herself? Then they be like, no,
True.
maybe it's a sponsor, blah, blah. Yet you are the one who built the house.
Yeah. By the way, there's this taboo about African ladies having their own homes.
Yeah.
Like you cannot have your own home as a single lady. Mbona, like lazima uolewe kwa nini? Yet we buy homes in the cities, and we have homes. Sindio? Yeah. So why is it you can't build your own home?
Let me add on top, there's a friend of mine, she built her own home. So the day she was moving, she told her parents about it. Imagine, the parents were against it. They were saying, no, you can't move to that house because you are single, blah, blah. You need to look for a man.
Wow.
Or first, you look for somebody to rent the house. Maybe for 1 year is when you go there and stay. The friend just looked like that. She didn't hear what the parents told her.
Okay.
Imagine, life is not
Yeah, yeah.
Without a man.
But I feel it is the preconceptions of our forefathers, eh? Yeah. Okay.
Then to add on what she said, if your grandparent or your dad has decided to give you real estate, everybody's like, why should she get real estate? I mean, she should be married somewhere to some man somewhere and get her own real estate, because I mean, inheritance is just for the boys.
I heard someone say somewhere that Mwandu Brolal. Sorry for those who are not in Luo speakers, it says that the wealth is going to disappear if you give it to a lady.
But I beg to differ, because where I come from, in our village, ladies are the ones who are uplifting the lives of their parents.
Very true.
And not their brothers. So this biasness needs to stop, if anything. And all children are the same.
Yeah.
Everybody has a purpose. Everybody God planned for you when you're born. He knew what you're all about, your capabilities and all that. So we should just learn how to appreciate ourselves, our strengths and our weaknesses, and also cover up each other's weaknesses where we are strong. We use our strength to cover up each other's weaknesses in the family unit. So this thing has to start at the family unit, where parents should speak a different language. All children are the same, and we appreciate each other from there.
Yeah, I remember we've seen this many a times where parents or parents who have girls, and then the parents die, and then the uncles grab the land, and they're left with nothing because they feel like that home has no child. Yet there are girls who are born in that family. So that is, I feel it's deeply rooted, and it's something that will probably take time to die down. What are some of the things we can change though at our level? Because we are bringing up a new generation. So what can we do for our children in order for them not to inherit the bias that we are now seeing?
I think for us as women, if you're blessed to get whatever you're getting, let's say your property, your land, I always say it begins with me. Let's not blame others. We can make change. For example, if you have your property and the time comes, it's me. Let's not look at other people. I should be able to divide it equally amongst my children, whether they are boys or girls. We should just start with us. And
what if you get a husband who does not agree with you? For example, you have a baby girl and you want to leave some inheritance to the girl, and the man just refuses and says girls can't inherit land.
Then you as a woman, if you know that you're in that situation, you may try, or you should try, to look for property in which is maybe in your name, or property in which you have contributed a majority, so that when it comes to division, you say that this is a gift to my girl. Okay? Because it's also, look at it, it's also difficult to force ancestral land to go to a woman. It's kind of hard because it involves the whole clan.
Yeah.
So for that situation, because okay, maybe he's hard-headed, but if you look at it, it's a lot of pressure from maybe his family, his clan. So it's gonna be a bit difficult to get the ancestral property or family property. So you as a woman, to protect your girl child, work hard, get some property, maybe in your name or both your names. If it's both your names, you say that my share, give it to this girl as a gift. If it's in your name, just say that this one, I want my girl to have something. So it begins with us.
Any other thoughts?
Okay, what we should also know that what a woman can do, a man can do, a woman can do better. Because people assume, maybe for example, if a lady owns even a big machine, people will start questioning. umetoa pesa wapi, or there's a sponsor somewhere doing this to you. But everyone should understand that even a lady can do more things than men.
Yet, if a man buys, they are working hard.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, so we should just be positive, and we need to educate even our kids on how to own everything. Like, we be positive in everything we do. We should let them know that anybody, whether a lady or a man, you can do whatever you want to do in life.
Well, what advice can we give the upcoming girls? I know girls who are probably in high school, who are in university. They want to choose careers. They are not so sure. Like, maisha imekuwa ngumu, to be honest. I really don't know.
Okay, in terms of career, from my perspective, I feel like we are shifting. There is a shift from the degrees of 4 years, bachelor's, what. I'm seeing that there are more job opportunities in these short courses and certificates. Even you'll discover that even after your degree or college, your 3-year education, 4 or 5 education, when you go for an interview, there's still a paper missing. So value addition, short courses, which we tended to ignore. Another thing, I feel like now there's a gap in skilled, I can say those are what, skilled jobs, tractor driving, heavy machinery, plumbing, carpentry. Those are now electricals. For ladies now, it's not secretarial, accounting, no. Those are the hotcakes. In fact, you'll find that the affirmative action is insisting that some organization must have a percentage of women doing some specific jobs. But you'll discover we don't have a heavy machinery operator, we don't have a plumber, female plumber, electrical. So we should move towards those occupations. As women, let's try very hard to get our nails dirty.
With our stick-ons.
Yeah, with our stick-ons, let's get our nails dirty.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
And what on top of what I give the advice on those who are still on high school, that okay, you can go to school, you work hard, you get a degree, but at the end you will not get a job, right? So that is not the end. Maybe you are doing business management, you can open your own business and start from there, as long as you have a small capital. Yeah.
True. Any other thoughts?
I'd like to add on something.
Yep.
I want to talk about the aspect of marriage. We are in 2022, but believe it or not, the society adds value on you if you have a ring.
Very true.
It's quite unfortunate that your value or your worth is not seen unless there's a man somewhere. And unfortunately, it's in all sectors. Church, the workplace. As long as you have the tag of being single, people don't take you very seriously. Even in the church, once you're like, oh, she did a wedding, people look at you differently.
Like, ooh.
Okay. Initially, they'll be like, okay. Then, she had a wedding, a white wedding. Things change. So we are in 2022, but it seems that the value as a woman is
still pegged on.
It's still pegged
on marriage.
Marriage and a man. So I don't know how we can change that, because
I feel it starts from even the introduction. That thing, sorry to say, it pisses me off. Every time you introduce yourself, then the next question is, where are you married? What do you mean, where are you married? Is that, is that part of my name?
Identity.
It's ridiculous.
And now even in politics, you can even hear political opponents saying, so you can bring all the agendas, the change, the mind, but if there's no man beside you, whatever you're saying is just air. You're just blowing air. So those are some of the biases. I don't know how we can deal with that.
Wow. Yeah, just say, what did you want to say? I feel you have a point somewhere.
Support what Vida said about about like maybe you are doing an introduction, then you will be like, I'm called Evelyn Asheng Joma. Those are my names, right? Then they will be like, who is Joma? Your father, your husband? Imagine. Why is somebody asking me like that? Yeah.
It's like you're not a person until you get married.
Exactly.
Wow.
I think the problem comes from the fact that most of our societies are patriarchal, where the father is the head. The father is the one who gives you the identity. The father is the one who gives you the sense of belonging. So naturally, society forces that on you in a way. But it looks like for you to forge ahead, you just have to like be confident in yourself, realize your own self-worth as a person first, and then take the bull by the horns. Yeah? Don't wait for somebody to do what? I'm looking for the word. Yeah, to affirm you. Yeah. And then I think we should also teach our daughters from scratch. You know, you teach them where they're from in terms of what women in the family have been through, the sacrifices that have been made for some women to reach the top. Yeah? And then teach her to be proud of where she's from and rewrite her own history. Yeah? Rewrite her own story in a different way. That's what I think.
I want to ask maybe a different question is, what are those biases that we women have against males that we should break? I want to say one which is very, I know you may not agree with it, but there is a bias towards us feeling that men should be the providers. Why can't you have a man who can provide in a house and you are the one who supports? Why can't the lady just be the breadwinner and you have the husband sit at home, or the partner sit at home and take care of the kids? Here we are talking about breaking the bias.
You know, some of these things, there's that natural order that is even written in every religious, biblical, Quranic, whatever text. Yeah? You cannot break that order. Yeah? You can't break that order.
But if you talk about that, then look at it from the Bible, where all the inheritance went to the male child.
You're forgetting in the same Bible, there are daughters who inherited that which should have been for their father, but now the fact that the father had died, they were given.
But mainly, even if you look at generations, I remember like it was just the male child that was being called. Like it was Isaac, Jacob, like there was no like in between and say Anna, Grace. It was like the male child predominantly did that. So if we're talking about being honest and being authentic and saying we want to change these biases, then we should accept that it's painful, yes, but even some biases we have against men should be changed.
It's true. There is a lot of bias. There are so many bias. Like for example, a man shouldn't cry, a man should provide, a man should be tough, a man should. We attach so many tags on men, just the way society attach tags on women. But when you say men shouldn't provide, it's going to be a very sad society.
What I'm saying, that is the natural order that was there from the beginning,
and we can't break
it. Those are universal laws that are immutable. You can't change it. Yeah.
Are we being then dishonest to ourselves and say we want to change the bias, and yet we are uncomfortable to change some things?
We are not.
First and foremost, you cannot change something that is immutable. It is what it is, so you have to accept it and work your way around it.
Okay, the reality is a lot of women are breadwinners in their homes right now. So that is something already happening. There are women who are taking care of their families. There are women who are the breadwinners. But personally, Pesa ya mwanamme ni tamu.
Pesa ya mwanaume ni yetu. Yako ni yako.
Mwanamme
Ni tamu. Dada ushaongea. Aya, any final words, thoughts on breaking the bias? What have you, for me, from our conversation, my key takeaway has been, are we really ready to break the bias? Are we just comfortable with, taking up the bias? We might talk about it, but when it comes to breaking it, are we really ready to break it? That's my key takeaway from our conversation today.
What I think is people should just, there are certain things that I think people should just sit down and discuss. Yeah, there are certain areas, the natural order cannot be broken. Yeah, but there are certain areas this natural order maybe doesn't work. Yeah.
Key takeaway, Diana?
Pesa ya mwanaume ni tamu. Even if he's the head, the breadwinner, or we are the one providing. Atoe tu hiyo yake kidogo.
Atoe hiyo yake kidogo.
Yes, ni tamu.
There are those things we cannot change because it's our ancestors back there who started it. So we can't change. Mwanamume provide tu kwa nyumba.
Haya, ushaongea.
change is happening whether we like it or not. A lot of changes are taking place. Women are in positions of leadership. We have a female president in East Africa.
Yes,
female,
kudos.
a Muslim woman wearing hijab is sitting in the highest office in an East African country. So change is coming. It's slow, but it's happening. Let's embrace it and let's just take it positively because change is indefinite.
Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate you for giving us your insights on this wonderful topic of breaking the bias. And I hope our viewers can relate with your comments, sentiments. Please give us your views on the comment section. So, thank you, ladies. Bye. So, guys, we want to say thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the comment section. We have really interacted in very many levels, but we want to continue doing so. So remember to subscribe, share with your friends, and it's lots of love from us in Kisumu City. You've seen the way we have very beautiful ladies in Kisumu. Lots of love. Bye.